What if your power went out right now? No warning, no fridge, no microwave, just darkness. And whatever's sitting in your pantry. Could you last 72 hours, a week, maybe longer? In this video, I'm revealing 9 blackout survival foods that can literally keep you alive during an emergency food blackout, and some of them can sit on your shelf for decades without going bad. Here's the thing, blackouts aren't just a storm problem anymore. In the last year alone, millions of Americans have faced hours or even days without power thanks to extreme weather, grid failures, and unexpected disasters. And when that happens, your freezer food, gone. Your fresh groceries, spoiled. But the right foods can turn a blackout from a crisis into an inconvenience. I'm talking about simple, affordable pantry staples. Many you might already own that stay fresh for years and give you the calories, protein, and comfort you need when the lights go out. Some of these last 25 years or more. No fridge, no freezer, no problem. So let's cut to the chase and break down exactly what should be in your blackout pantry before your lights actually go out. Number 1, honey. What if the power went out tonight and didn't come back for a week? No fridge, no stores, just whatever's hiding in your pantry. Would you be ready? Now picture this. You reach into the back of the shelf and pull out a jar of golden honey, not just a sweet treat, but a survival powerhouse. Here's the crazy part. Honey never goes bad, ever. Archaeologists have found honey sealed in Egyptian tombs, over 3,000 years old, still perfectly safe to eat. That's not just food storage, that's edible history. During a blackout or disaster, honey does more than keep your spirits up. According to the USDA, it packs about 64 calories per tablespoon, pure quick energy when you need it most. And FEMA warns it can take 72 hours or longer before emergency aid reaches you in a crisis. Those calories could be the difference between sluggish and ready to move. It's also antibacterial. That means in a pinch, you can use it to help treat small wounds or burns, something the Red Cross lists as critical when medical help is far away. Now imagine, day 5 of no power, morale is low, you drizzle that honey over some oatmeal you managed to cook on a camp stove, and suddenly it's not just survival, it's comfort. Friend, if honey's not in your prepper pantry, you're missing one of the cheapest, longest lasting, and most versatile blackout survival foods out there. Stock it now, before the lights go out. So, dried beans and lentils. It's day 5 of a blackout. Your fridge smells like a crime scene. The fresh food, gone. Even the frozen pizza you were saving, ruined. But in the back of your pantry, there's a dusty jar of dried beans and lentils. And suddenly, you're not starving, you're cooking. Here's why these little powerhouses are a prepper's best friend. Stored in a cool, dry place, they can last 10 years or more. That's not just long-term. That's peace of mind in a bag. The USDA backs this up. Dry legumes, when properly stored, retain their nutrients for decades, and it's not just shelf life. 1 cup of cooked lentils has about 18 grams of protein. That's the fuel your body needs when every day feels like a marathon. Plus, they're packed with fiber, keeping you full on fewer calories, a survival advantage when supplies run low. Picture this. After a week without power, you finally light the camp stove. You soak those beans overnight, season them with whatever spices you've got left, and boom! You've turned survival rations into something that actually tastes good. Canned chili's bland cousin? Not anymore. Add a little creativity and you've got a gourmet blackout dinner. And here's the kicker. During recent disasters like Texas's 2021 winter storm, stores ran out of canned goods within hours, but dried beans? They were still on the shelf. Why? People overlook them. Take it from me, don't wait until the shelves are bare. Stock up now, store them right, and you'll always have protein, comfort, and options when the lights go out. Number 3, canned meat, tuna, chicken, Spam. All right, let's talk about the unsung hero of every blackout pantry, canned meat. Yeah, I know, it's not glamorous, it's not Instagram worthy, but when the power goes out and your freezer turns into a lukewarm graveyard, this stuff can literally save your life. Picture this. It's day 3 of a power outage. Your fridge smells like regret. Fresh meat, gone. You're tired, you're hungry. And then you remember that dusty stash of canned tuna, chicken, maybe even Spam. Pop the lid and boom, instant, ready to eat protein. No stove, no electricity, just fuel. Here's why it matters. According to the USDA, protein is one of the first nutrients most people lose access to in a disaster. And protein isn't just about building muscle, it keeps your brain sharp and your energy steady when stress is through the roof. Canned meat has a 3 to 5 year shelf life, sometimes longer if stored right. It's budget friendly, doesn't need refrigeration, and packs a surprising punch. 1 can of tuna can have 20 plus grams of protein, and Spam, love it or hate it, it's high calorie comfort food that lasts years. Now, here's the part most people don't realize. In a real grid down situation, you burn more calories than usual. Stress, manual labor, hauling water, it all adds up. FEMA estimates people in disaster zones often need 2,000, 3,000 calories a day just to function. That's where canned meat shines. It's dense, portable, and you can eat it straight from the can if you have to. So here's my advice. Don't turn your nose up at the humble can. Stock tuna, chicken, salmon, Spam, mix it up. Rotate your stash so it's always fresh, because when the freezer fails, that little metal might be the most valuable thing in your kitchen. 4. Rice, the ultimate blackout carb. Imagine this. It's day 4 of a major blackout. The fridge is warm, the bread is gone, and everyone's starting to get that hungry, cranky look. You need something filling, simple, and foolproof. That's where rice becomes the hero of the story. Rice isn't just food, it's survival insurance. According to the USDA, white rice, when stored in a cool, dry place and sealed in an oxygen-free container, can last up to 30 years without spoiling. That means you can buy it once and forget about it until you need it. And in a blackout, you'll be very glad you did. Think about it. During a disaster, FEMA says the average household can burn through 3 days' worth of food faster than you'd expect. Panic sets in. People clear store shelves in hours. But you've got a bucket of rice that can turn into hundreds of meals with just water and a heat source. It's calorie dense, cheap, and incredibly versatile. Mix it with canned beans for protein, stir in powdered milk for a creamy dish, or add canned veggies for a balanced meal. And here's a shocking fact. More than half the world's population relies on rice as a primary calorie source. In other words, humanity's been surviving on it for thousands of years. Now, picture this. You're cooking rice on a camp stove while your neighborhood is dark and silent. That warm, comforting steam hits you. You're not just surviving, you're eating like a king in the middle of chaos. So here's the takeaway. If rice isn't part of your emergency food storage, you're missing out on the simplest, most reliable blackout staple there is. Stock it, seal it, forget it, until the day it saves you. Number 5, powdered milk and plant-based milk. A massive storm hits your city, power's out, the fridge is dead, no fresh milk for your coffee, your cereal, or your kids' school lunches. You open the pantry and reach for a can of powdered milk, the kind that's been sitting there, quietly waiting for years, ready to save the day. Powdered milk and plant-based milk powders are survival superheroes. You might not think about them much, but they're absolute game changers during a blackout or disaster. Unlike fresh milk, which spoils in days without refrigeration, powdered milk can last anywhere from 2 up to 10 years when stored properly. That means it can sit in your emergency pantry, quietly waiting for a crisis that might never come. But if it does, you're ready. Here's a real shocker from the USDA. Powdered milk retains almost all the protein and calcium of fresh milk, making it a crucial nutrition source when fresh food disappears. Plus, plant-based milk powders, like soy or oat, offer great options for those avoiding dairy, and some even have a longer shelf life. Picture this. An EMP attack knocks out the power grid for weeks. You're rationing food, conserving energy, but your body still needs nutrients to keep going. Powdered milk is lightweight, easy to store, and simple to rehydrate. You add water, and boom, milk just like you remember it. No cows, no fridge, no problem. But here's the kicker. Most people don't realize they need to rotate their supplies and check expiration dates. A forgotten can on the back shelf could mean the difference between a decent meal and an empty stomach. So, if you haven't already, add powdered milk or plant-based milk powder to your blackout survival list. It's affordable, it's practical, and in a crisis, it's like having a little liquid gold on hand. Because when the lights go out and stores close, having milk that never goes bad, that's a real lifesaver. Number 6, peanut butter / nut butters. Okay, picture this with me. The power just went out. You check the clock. It's been hours, maybe even a full day without electricity. No coffee brewing, no fridge humming, no toaster popping it. And honestly, you're starting to feel it. The hunger, the low energy, the edge of panic creeping in. Now, what's the first thing you reach for in your pantry? If peanut butter isn't top of mind, you're missing out on one of the best blackout survival foods out there. Here's why peanut butter is basically the MVP of your emergency food stash. First off, it's calorie dense, just 2 tablespoons pack around 190 calories and 8 grams of protein. That's serious fuel when you're stuck without your usual meals, and when energy's low, every bite counts. According to the USDA, a well-stored, unopened jar of peanut butter can last at least 2 years. Some brands even stretch beyond that, especially natural types kept cool and dry. So if you're prepping for a blackout or any disaster scenario, think hurricanes, wildfires, or an EMP event, having a stash of peanut butter could mean the difference between dragging yourself through the day and actually feeling okay. But here's the thing, it's not just the calories. Peanut butter's texture and taste offer a small, comforting moment of normalcy when everything else feels upside down. Imagine sitting in your dark kitchen, spreading peanut butter on crackers or a stale piece of bread. It's not gourmet, but it's satisfying. It's a little joy spread on top of survival. And get this. During the 2005 Hurricane Katrina crisis, many emergency responders and survivors reported that shelf-stable foods like peanut butter were lifesavers when fresh food supplies vanished and grocery shelves emptied overnight. The Red Cross even includes peanut butter on their recommended emergency food list for good reason. So, if coffee is a luxury you can't afford when the blackout hits, peanut butter will be your go-to energy boost. Seriously, stock up now, keep those jars sealed and tucked away. Because when disaster strikes, having a little jar of joy and calories ready can keep you going longer than you think. And number 7, freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Imagine this. The power's been out for days. You're running low on canned beans and rice feels a little boring. You want something fresh, something crunchy, something that doesn't make you feel like you're chewing on cardboard or, worse, drywall. What do you reach for? Freeze-dried fruits and veggies. Here's the deal. Freeze-dried produce isn't just fancy astronaut food anymore. It's a survival game changer. According to experts at the USDA and prepping authorities, freeze-dried fruits and vegetables can last anywhere from 10 to 25 years if stored properly. That means a stash you buy today could still be good to eat decades from now. No fridge needed, no worries about spoilage, just pure, colorful nutrition waiting for when you need it most. Now picture a real blackout scenario. Maybe a severe winter storm knocks out the grid for a week. Fresh fruits and veggies spoil in days without power. Canned goods? Sure, they're filling, but let's be honest, they can get dull after a while. Freeze-dried snacks bring that burst of flavor and nutrients that help keep morale high when times get tough. You might wonder, how does freeze-drying work? It's simple science. Fruits and veggies are flash frozen, then the water is removed in a vacuum. This process preserves taste, texture, and vitamins better than regular drying or canning. That means when you rehydrate them, they're close to fresh. Or, if you're in a hurry, you can even eat many freeze-dried fruits dry, like crunchy candy. Here's a surprising fact. During emergencies, studies by the Red Cross show that nutrient deficiencies spike because people eat less variety. Freeze-dried produce can fill that gap and help maintain energy and immune health when it matters most. And for preppers and survivalists, freeze-dried fruits and veggies are lightweight and compact, making them perfect for bug-out bags or small spaces. Plus, they add color and texture to an otherwise monotonous emergency diet. Because let's face it, eating is about more than just calories, it's about comfort too. So if your blackout pantry feels a little sad and gray, add some freeze-dried fruits and veggies to the mix. They're snackable, colorful, and trust me, you'll feel way less like you're gnawing on drywall when the lights go out. Freeze-dried produce isn't just survival food, it's a little taste of normal life when everything else feels upside down. Get some now. Your future self will thank you. Number 8, dry pasta and noodles. All right, imagine this. It's day 4 of a blackout. The fridge dead, the freezer a sad, melted mess. You're staring into your pantry wondering what in the world you can cook that won't feel like eating cardboard. Sound familiar? Well, here's some good news. Dry pasta and noodles could literally save your sanity. I'm not just talking about any food here. I'm talking about a survival staple with a shelf life that'll blow your mind. Dry pasta can last up to 30 years when stored properly in sealed containers away from moisture and pests. That's right. 3 decades of shelf life. This is not just a backup meal, it's your blackout hero. According to the USDA and emergency preparedness experts, carbohydrates are the body's main fuel source during stressful situations. When you're dealing with a disaster, whether it's a power outage, a natural disaster like a hurricane, or even something crazier like an EMP attack, your energy levels need to stay up. Dry pasta provides a high-calorie, easy-to-store source of energy that won't spoil or go bad. Picture this. After a severe storm knocks out the power grid, grocery stores are closed, and delivery trucks can't make it through flooded streets. You've got your trusty stash of dry pasta. Boil some water on a camping stove or even a portable burner, add salt if you have it, and boom! You've got a filling meal that's simple, satisfying, and comforting. Here's a shocking fact that might change how you see your pantry. During long-term disasters, like the 2005 Hurricane Katrina blackout or the recent Texas power crisis in 2021, food shortages and spoilage became a huge problem. People who had pre-stored shelf-stable foods, including dry pasta, were able to keep their families fed and calm, while others struggled to find anything fresh or edible. Plus, dry pasta is incredibly versatile. You can pair it with canned sauces, dried herbs, or even some freeze-dried veggies if you have them. It's easy to cook, filling, and best of all, it tastes good even when you're stressed out and running low on other supplies. Now, I get it. Pasta might not sound like the fanciest survival food, but here's the thing. When your power's out and your stomach's growling, fancy doesn't matter. Comfort food does, and pasta, it's the ultimate comfort carb that can last decades, no joke. One more tip. If you're serious about prepping, store your pasta in airtight, moisture-proof containers like Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Keep them in a cool, dark place. This is what extends that shelf life all the way to 30 years. Without proper storage, pasta can last much less, but even then, it usually keeps well for years. So next time you're stocking up your emergency pantry, don't just think cons and MREs. Think pasta, think noodles. Think of them as your carb jackpot, ready to turn any blackout dinner from desperate to delicious. To wrap it up, dry pasta is cheap, easy to store, calorie dense, and lasts forever if you do it right. It's the kind of prepper food that doesn't just save your stomach, but your sanity too. Trust me, when the lights go out and everything else fails, you'll be glad you've got a big bag of pasta waiting for you. Stay prepared, stay safe, and yes, keep those noodles stocked. Number 9. Salt, sugar, and spices. The power's been out for days. The fridge is dead. You're staring at a pantry full of canned beans, rice, and maybe some dried meat. You're hungry, sure, but you're also starting to dread the bland, dull taste. Because when you're living off emergency food, taste matters. It keeps your spirits up. It reminds you that you're not just surviving, you're still living. That's where salt, sugar, and spices come in. Let me tell you a little secret. Salt and sugar, these aren't just food staples. They're survival essentials. And guess what? They don't expire. Yep, both salt and sugar can last indefinitely if stored properly. The Department of Agriculture and various food safety experts confirm that pure salt, being a mineral, never spoils. And white sugar, it's basically crystallized energy, also with an indefinite shelf life. Why does that matter? Because in an emergency blackout or disaster, food supplies get scarce. And when all you have are simple ingredients like rice or beans, salt and sugar become your magic wands. A pinch of salt can make a meal edible, even enjoyable. Sugar can help with energy boosts or preserving fruits and jams. Now, spices? They're a little different. Most spices last between 2 to 4 years, but some, like whole nutmeg or dried chili peppers, can last much longer if stored in airtight containers away from light. And believe me, having even a small spice collection in your emergency kit can be a game changer. Think about this. FEMA and the Red Cross both emphasize the importance of maintaining morale during disasters, and food taste is a huge part of morale. Eating the same bland meal repeatedly can wear you down mentally, making the whole survival experience harder. That's where spices help. A dash of cinnamon, a sprinkle of black pepper, or some garlic powder can turn survival rations into something comforting and hopeful. Here's a real what-if scenario. Imagine you're stuck at home during a winter storm blackout. You're boiling rice and beans on a camping stove. Without salt, it's just mushy and bland. But with a little salt and some chili flakes, suddenly it's edible. Even good. You eat, you feel better, your energy returns. That small difference can be the line between feeling defeated and feeling determined. And here's a shocking fact to chew on. According to USDA reports, taste fatigue can contribute to lower calorie intake in long-term emergencies, leading to weakness and slower recovery. So yes, those simple spices are not just flavor boosters, they're health boosters too. Plus, salt has uses beyond seasoning. It's a natural preservative useful for curing meats or pickling vegetables. In a blackout, when fresh food storage is impossible, knowing how to preserve what you have can extend your food's life and variety. Sugar also doubles as a healing aid. Historically, sugar was used to dress wounds because of its antibacterial properties, and for anyone caught in longer emergencies, those little survival hacks can save lives. Let me be clear, prepping is not just about stockpiling calories, it's about preparing your mind and body to endure the unexpected, and food enjoyment plays a huge role in that. So if you're thinking your blackout pantry is all about bulk rice, canned meat, and dried beans, pause. Ask yourself, do I have enough salt, sugar, and spices to keep these meals from feeling like punishment? If the answer is no, you're missing a critical piece of the puzzle. Grab some kosher salt, white sugar, and a few basic spices like black pepper, garlic powder, and chili flakes. Store them in airtight containers in a cool, dark place. Trust me, this small investment will pay off big when the power goes out and your taste buds need a friend. And here's the best part. These items are cheap, lightweight, and easy to store. No refrigeration needed, no expiration date looming over your head, just pure, simple flavor that lasts through any blackout. All right, let's do a lightning fast recap. We covered 9 incredible emergency foods, from honey that's basically immortal, to rice that can last 30 years, to salt and sugar that never go bad. These aren't just pantry items, they're your survival lifelines when the lights go out for days, maybe even weeks. Remember, blackout survival doesn't have to be a nightmare. It's way easier when you prep smart and stock these timeless staples. You're not just building a pantry, you're building peace of mind and a backup dinner for when Netflix inevitably fails. If this list just saved you from a potential blackout meltdown, smash that like button like you'd smash open a can in the dark. Don't forget to subscribe for more blackout prepper hacks and survival tips. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the weirdest emergency food you've ever tried? I want to hear your stories.